It is rare that a strong man will have a sudden collapse. The collapse, the collapse will typically begin quietly. There will be a softening of discipline, lowering of normal standards. Small compromises start to stack up in their life. The problem is most men don't notice that they're drifting until there's already been damage done to their life. So, we are going to discuss how you need to be auditing yourself, not just once a year, but on a regular basis. Life will introduce friction at times. Success will lead to some comfort. Comfort will introduce drift many times. And the more stable your life becomes, your career, your family, your finances, the easier it will be to relax your discipline. And this is when we start to see erosion. Auditing yourself is how you're going to catch those small cracks before they turn into a big structural failure of your entire life. This is called maintenance. It is not punishment. So remember that. There are 5 areas, typically, where we will see the drift of a man show up first. Usually, if there's a collapse on the horizon, this is where it will appear. In your body is number 1. Are you still training? Are you stronger today than you were 6 months ago? Are you softer? Are you slower? And are you making more excuses? Your body, to some respects, is a reflection of your discipline. And if men are not governing themselves physically, many times we'll see other things begin to follow, like appetite. The appetites in your life, we'll break them down into food, alcohol, sex, entertainment, seeking attention. Are you controlling these appetites, or are they expanding slowly in your life? Strong men don't fall and explode overnight. They were indulging slowly in these appetites, little by little, until they get out of control. All along telling yourself, I've earned all of this. The ego. How do you respond when somebody offers you correction? Do you welcome feedback from other people, or does it start to make you feel threatened? Ego will quietly replace your humility, especially as you might gain some influence in your life. That's when you stop learning, and we will see declines begin. And we'll take a look at our responsibilities. Are we confronting the problems that pop up in our day, in our life? Are we confronting them directly? Are we delaying uncomfortable conversations that need to be had? Avoidance only compounds the damage that you're doing. Strong men will deal with issues that pop up early, and then weak men tend to hope the problems will disappear. The problems never disappear. The community you keep around you, who can correct you in your life, who is there to challenge you? Is there anyone that you keep close that sees you honestly? If there's no one in your life that you allow to confront you, then you are drifting away, and isolation will breed delusion. So if we get into the self-audit, we need to make sure we are asking ourselves some very simple questions. Am I training? And am I trained as hard as I should be? Do I indulge more now than I used to in some of those appetites? Am I becoming more difficult to correct when someone challenges me? Am I avoiding a conversation or two in my life that I know needs to be had? Do I feel like I'm becoming more isolated in my community? If you're answering yes to these questions, there's no need for panic, but you need to look at where you are struggling with those questions, and you need to make immediate and decisive corrections. The drift will only become more dangerous if you leave it unaddressed. Unfortunately, many men will resist self-auditing because the threat to the ego. It's easier to just stay busy in your life than it is to be honest with what's going on. It's easier to blame circumstances around you than it is to confront decline. But ignoring those things does not prevent collapse. It is only going to accelerate and pretty much guarantee the collapse comes. Strong men will do the uncomfortable things early, and that is how these collapses are prevented. So don't wait for a crisis to show up to take a self-audit and evaluate your life. You need to be auditing yourself on a regular basis. You need to be auditing your body, your appetites, your ego, your responsibilities. Audit your community that you surround yourself with. If any of those things need to change, do it. If you start to see drifting appear in those areas, then immediate correction becomes necessary. Strong men don't collapse because that they're lacking power. They start to collapse because they stop governing themselves. So we need to be auditing early, we need to make corrections quickly, and we need to hold the line.